Our first question is from Cage Side Press. Josh Evanoff.
Yeah, I got a quick question for Frank. Frank, obviously you've been fighting in MMA for 20 plus years. You've been a former world champion. You've been pretty much everywhere the MMA world has been. You've been fighting Bellator, UFC. How has it been making that transition just in terms of preparation to fighting, now making your pro boxing debut and against a guy in Steve Cunningham on short notice?
The best part was that actually, because I was preparing for a bare knuckle fight, that gave me a lot of sparring in that realm, which helped me segue into this. On the outside, things are extremely similar between boxing and MMA, a little bit different of stance and whatnot because of angle. We don't have to protect our lead leg as much. But the clinch is a little bit different. And honestly, that's been the hardest part for me. There's a lot of things that I keep on accidentally doing, and I've almost eliminated it completely. But holding the back of someone's head and driving an uppercut is very legal in MMA, and it was legal in bare knuckle. And now I get my dad at the side of the ring is screaming at me, "Stop punching with the clinch!" So I'm working on it. So there are some aspects of it that are just instinct in me. When I put wrestling shoes on or boxing shoes, I tend not to kick or knee. That's easy because I've sparred so many rounds boxing in preparation for MMA. I've never made that mistake. But again, the clinch is probably the hardest part because there's so many similarities between bare knuckle boxing and MMA, and that's what I was training for. But now the pure boxing rules and the clinch, it changes things.
All right. What else we got?
Super snooper duper special.
Okay.
So without further ado, I'd like to, pop out a little special seasoning salt to this event. Where's my special guest? I smell something golden.
Oh, I know this guy.
You smell it?
I have met this gentleman.
You know this man? That's my special guest right here. The big O.
The great Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar, how are
golden boy. You hear me? What's up, Oscar? How you doing, loved one?
I'm good, my man. How you doing?
I'm good. What you in town for?
I'm, I heard something was going down here, so.
Yeah, I heard something was going down too. I mean, you got great fighters. I've been watching you walk in the ring with your fighters. Your boy Ortiz had a great fight the other night.
Last fight, Virgil Ortiz.
That was an amazing fight. But I feel like it's something missing, man. I keep seeing you in the ring, but I don't see you in the ring. I mean, talk to me.
Why don't you? You're part owner of a Triller Fight Club. Why don't you tell me?
I think you should tell him, man. It's you, not me.
Okay. July 3rd, I'm making my comeback.
Ooh.
Oh boy. You heard it here first, and he dropped the microphone. Only West Coast Kings can do that. You understand me? So with that being said, on the 3rd, he's back in the ring. And now,
just to make sure everyone understood, Oscar said on July 3rd, he is making his comeback before that mic drop.
So that means he's getting back in the ring, putting on some boxing gloves, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
You see, now you look at, you're a newsmaker as well. I can add that. I gave you that whole long list of accolades. Now I'm going to tell you you're a newsmaker as well. Look at that.
That's the #1 pay-per-view fighter of all time. I'm talking about the #1 pound for pound is back, baby, and he's getting it in with us on Fight Club on the 3rd. It's going to be off the hizzle for shizzle, baby.
That gives us something exciting to look forward to, doesn't it?
In a real way. You understand me?
That's beautiful.
Without further ado, let's get back into the show, Al. What were we before we were interrupted with that great news?
All right.
From the Courtside Soundoff podcast, I have Angel Ortega.
Yes, I have one question for Jake, and I want to ask Jake. You started with Deji, and now you're with Ben, and you also had Nate. I want to ask you, are you at this point bigger than the JJ fight? Is there any interest in still fighting KSI, or have you outgrown him and you're just over that?
Yeah, definitely outgrown him. There's interest. I think that's a fight that everyone wants to see, but at this point, it just wouldn't even be close. And I think, once he sees what I do to Ben, yeah, he's not gonna want to fight. And yeah, even his coaches say it. They're like, hey, we're not letting KSI fight this kid right now. So his coaches know. His coaches know what will happen. KSI's ducking. And at the end of the day, it's like there's a lot bigger fights out there than JJ. So.
All right, next.
And next we have from MMA Island, Donna Corby.
Hey guys, this question is for Jake, and I guess it applies a bit to Ben as well. Jake, when you look at your 3 fights, you were very fortunate when you fought Deji and when you fought Nate that the main event guys were willing to carry the slack with you, because your opponents really weren't in terms of the promotion of the fight. They were very quiet. They weren't, Deji doesn't really have much of a mainstream appeal. Nate obviously opted to just be quiet and try to portray himself as an athlete. We'll give Gib the credit. He really did push that fight. Do you appreciate that Ben is willing to do the work to promote the fight, unlike maybe probably any of your opponents before? And Ben, are you enjoying that aspect of it?
I do actually appreciate it. A part of me likes Ben. A part of me, thinks he's funny. I'll give him that. And even his wife, like I was seeing her post stuff on Instagram, like she's funny. So I give him credit. And yeah, I think this fight has the most amount of hype going into it. He actually is putting out content and making some noise and talking some shit. So yeah, I do give credit to Ben there, and that's part of the reason we picked him is we knew there was going to be shit talk going into it.
One of the things I appreciated about him earlier, I said it, is that and his brother too. Like they have somehow convinced their fans that they're real fighters. It's tremendous. It's it takes an act, it takes a show. He's done that. He says, pulling the fire truck, me and rice and chicken and shit like that. Like I'm in this for life. That's tremendous. Appreciate that, Jake.
Suck a dick.
One more. We have one more virtual question, and that's going to wrap things up for us. So go ahead.
From Full Reptile YouTube, James Mystery.
Hey guys, I got a question for each athlete. Jake, what do you have to say to all the professional fighters out there that don't like your quick success in combat sports without any substantial previous experience?
Haters will be haters. When there's a new young buck in the game coming up in ruffling feathers, they're going to be upset. But again, I'm just trying to bring more eyeballs to the sport, and I'm having fun doing it, and I'm just doing me. There's room for everyone to eat. Gary Vee once said, you can build your skyscraper in New York as high as you want without tumbling over someone else's skyscraper. So why are people mad that I'm successful? Build up your own skyscraper, and there's room for everyone to eat in this sport. Trust me.
Fair enough. Ben, I saw on your Instagram the little scuffle between you and Jake before the press conference. I was wondering if you can fill me in on that. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how intimidated were you when Jake came in and flicked that tissue over your shoulder?
I think it was a mask, not a tissue, but yeah, I would say, like a 1 to 1.1, somewhere in there. Again, if Jake and I met in an alley, I would just do a homicide if I wanted to. No big deal. I was most impressed by the fact that Jake, as a 24-year-old, is able to convince a whole team of grown men to do a cheer with him. That was tremendous.
It's called a team, a family, something that you don't have. Seems like you don't have really friends, and we're all in this together, and this means a lot to us. This means a lot to everyone. This is a part of history. That everyone on my team is a part of history, and we're a brotherhood, and quite literally a bunch of 20-year-olds taking over the world. Sounds stupid.
Yeah, I hope you do some more cheers on the way there.
Well, we know it's going to be serious on April 17th.
Joe Bayside.
We appreciate both of you being
2,
here.
4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Ben. God damn.
There you go. Thank you both for being here. We're looking forward to April 17th. Should be a lot of fun.
Thank you, Al.
All right. You take care. Ben, Jake, we'll see you guys on April 17th. How many days? 22. Now. 22. 22 till I end this motherfucker's career. As they exit.